Okay, my people, we are back. So, still on tariffs. Now, we have a situation now where Umgeni municipality uses the following tariff table to calculate the bills of the households in their municipality. So, first things first, the emphasis is for you to look at your table before you start answering your questions. Number one, does it have the costs? Are they including VAT or not? That is very, very important. And then also, are they in rands or are they in cents? It's very important to note, because in your calculations now you need to be careful when you do your calculations. So our tariff table has now block 1 to block 5. So this is very important. Tariff cents per kilowatt hour excluding 15% VAT. So the costs 2021 and 22 does not include VAT. So if a question is to say we must include VAT, then we need to do the needful. We need to add the VAT at the end of the day. So without wasting any time, let's get into our questions and get this done and dusted. 2.1.1. 2.1.1 says now write an equation to calculate the cost of rands, very, very important, in rands, of consuming between 0 to 50 kilowatt hour of units. So in other words, they're just asking you to formulate an equation that you would use to calculate for a client or a household that might have used units that are between 0 to 50. Say somebody has used 5 units, how would you calculate their tariff or their cost for that? For that. So now we need to get back to our. So now remember, the question wants the answer in rands, but now remember these are given in cents. Please note that these are given in cents. So for you to convert cents to rands, we need to divide it by 100. So 0 to 50 kilowatt. Let me check the year. They were 2022. Now we need to divide this number here by 100. This is going to end up giving us 1 rand, 3843. Please do not round off yet. My advice is normally you round off your answers at the end. So for now, we are going to use them as they are. We round off the final answer only. So meaning to say, if I were to write the equation just to say, so if somebody is to use 0 to 50 kilowatt hour, how would they calculate their cost? It's going to be cost of using the electricity is going to be, the price is 1 rand, 3843, multiplied by the number of units they have used. That is the formula. Then you are going to get your 2 marks. Let's just write here underneath. Is going to be cost equals to 1,38 multiplied by the number of kilowatt hour. This will lead you to those 2 marks. 2.1.2, calculate the number of kilowatt hour in block number 1 and block number 2. Block number 1, how many kilowatts would you pay for in block number 1 and block number 2? Now, as I had advised before, to say when you come across this tariff table, in most cases, you need to make these numbers. Make sure that these numbers are repeating. Your 50, 50, 250, 250, 600, 600, 600, but okay, this one is okay. So we are going to correct that. This, we are going to have it as 50, 250, 400. So, just addressing the question, In block number 1 and block number 2, how many units would it doesn't need to be calculated. We can agree that it has to be 250. So, and also if you were now to say, when you pay your usage of electricity, so let's say 50 minus 0, this will give us 50. 250 minus 50, that gives us 200. And then 400 minus 250, that will give us 150. 600 minus 400, and then we'll get another 200, and then till the end. So now, they are asking how many units will you have used in the first bracket and the next block. So as I had said, there is your 200. And also if you are to look at my column that I have constructed, if you are to say 50 plus 200, still giving you 250. So it's something that doesn't need to be calculated. It's just straightforward. So yours is just to write 250 kilowatt hour. Units are very important. Please always indicate your units. Your units are very, very important in such a case. Okay, let's move on to 2.1.3. In June 2021, the Mkhize household received a statement indicating that the previous reading was 125,393 kilowatt hour and the current reading is 125,996 kilowatt hour. Calculate how many kilowatt hour the family will pay. So now it's just like your meter reading. Your meter maybe at the beginning of the month recorded this much of units, but when they came at the end of the month to record, your meter was found to be that much. So what is the difference? The difference will show them how many units will you have used in that month. So in simple terms, we are just going to say the current reading minus the previous reading to get how many units were used. So we are saying 125,996 minus 125,693. Then if you are to use your calculator with that one, 125,900 minus 125,693, then this will give us 303 kilowatt hour. This is how much units they should have used in that given month. So moving on to 2.1.4, use the number of kilowatt calculated in 2.1.3, which is what we just got 303, I need to say, above to calculate the total amount that the family will pay, including VAT. Very, very important what I was just highlighting to say. You need to look at your table. Does it include VAT or not? Luckily, we have already looked at that. Our table does not have VAT. So meaning to say at the end of our question, we need to add VAT. So now, this now comes handy now. Because now remember now, how many units did we use? We used 3, this family, the Umgeni family, used 303. Sorry about that. 303 kilowatt hour. So now we need to distribute, or we need to share the 303 across this table. So of course, in the first block, they are only going to pay for 50. In the next block, they can only pay for 200. In the next block, they can only pay for 250. But now, we need to know, where does the 303 end? Yes? So now, normally my advice is, okay, let's look at it. Look at 250. So 250 is less. So mean to say the 303 will jump to the next, but also 400 is above. So mean to say that falling within this block. So what you will do when take 303 subtracted by 250, then you are going to see how much are they going to pay in this block. We are not going to pay for all the 150, but they are going to pay somewhat. So we are going to say 303 minus 250. So they are going to pay for 53 units in that block. So we have in the first block them paying 50, in the second block paying 200, in the third block paying 250, 53. I need to say, if you add 50, 253, they are going to give you 303 units. Then the next step now, okay, let me see if I have enough space to calculate this number. The next step, in your answer sheet, you take your 50, You take your 200 and your 53. You add these numbers, they are supposed to give you 303. Then you just multiply them with the tariffs. Now, remember now we are going to give our answer, but I don't think they requested, they didn't say anything about rands and everything, but we are going to give our answer in rands anyway. So now for the first month, for the first block, sorry to say, 138,43. No. This is the year 2021. Be careful. Year 2021. They say year 2021. Let us be careful about that. The year 2021. And there is our year 2021. Technology sometimes comes with these. So this is our year 2021. So we are going to multiply by year 2021. It's going to be 132,26, and then 143,68 multiplied by 156,53. Just taking these numbers, it's like I'm just saying 50 times that, 200 times that, not 50 but 53 multiplied by that. I'm just multiplying these ones. Then at the end of the day, I'm going to add them the same way I did that one. So if I'm saying, let's get the answers and then we are going to add them later. Our calculator, 50 multiplied by 132,26. This gives us 6,618. Remember, these are in cents. 200 multiplied by 143. This is going to give us 28,000, sorry. It's going to give us 28,000. 8,736. And then 53 multiplied by 156,53. This will give me 8,296,09. Perfect. Then allow some space. Then we are going to add all of these numbers. Remember we have 1 here. So plus 28, 736. Perfect. So this gives us 43,645.09. Remember, these are in cents, and we haven't added our VAT. So let's just convert this to rands automatically. Divide this by 100. We divide that by 100. It's going to give us somewhat. Is going to be 400 rands. 436,450.09. Not yet rounding off. Then let's add the VAT. Remember, it has to be VAT inclusive. This is VAT exclusive. So when we add VAT, so I'm just going to squeeze it right there. So now for you to add VAT, that is going to be your 436 rands, 4509 multiplied by 1,15. Remember our VAT 15%. Most of our teachers use this strategy. Multiply by 1,15. Just multiply your answer by 1,15. Then the total amount they are going to pay is going to be 501. 501 rands, 92. Perfect. That's it. For 5 marks. This is your 5 marks. For 5 marks. Then let's look at the last one. Let's look at the last question. State one possible way a household can save electricity In simple terms, electricity can be saved by simply switching off appliances that you are not using. For example, your geyser, switch on and switch off your geyser, and any other appliances that you are not using. Your TV, when you are not using, just switch them off. You are going to save yourself a lot of electricity. Then I think this covers the tariffs. Specifically, these 5 marks. The 5 marks, very easy to collect if you just distribute your used units properly. Thank you.